in the Nays garden doing the Nays thing. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening, morning, afternoon, wherever and whenever you are watching this in the world, or outside of this world. We are showing the garden here. Look at that sun. I'm pointing at it with the corner of my picture. Look at that sunshine right. Oh, it's just falling down for the evening. The sun is going to sleep, everyone. We get to watch it for its little sleepy time that it is doing. So I don't want to block the sun right there. It's going to fall there. Debbie, David, Chris, David. Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay. I got y'all. We are here, and we are going in. So, remember that video? I was so proud of myself for making about David Pakman. I was so proud of myself. And I know that David Pakman will not see it. He's not going to watch it. He's not going to know it. He'll probably keep just doing his own thing or whatever. But the one thing I didn't think is that David Pakman would literally, the day after I produced the video, would snort a giant fucking line of orange Donald Trump powder right up his nose. And boy, oh boy, you know, I just gotta say, the reason they call it Trump derangement syndrome is because when you're criticizing Donald Trump, you say things that aren't true, right? So the title of the video that David Pakman put up is Trump Crumbles, Brain Turns to Mush. And I'm like, wow, David, just let it go, bro. Just let it go. You know, it's bad enough that you report on Trump constantly, but then when you try to make up these stupid fucking titles that aren't true. And now I'm going to explain to you, he's asking a question and he's saying he doesn't know what Trump is doing. Well, I'm going to explain to you guys what Trump is doing. But take it from David Pakman, professional political pundit on the internet. Okay? See how confused he is about all of this. And then watch me, guy who smokes cannabis on a mountaintop in Northern California, clear the air for you through all my cannabis smoke. You guys watch this video.
Yesterday's press briefing with Donald Trump was outrageous. His mind seemed to sort of turn to mush before our very eyes with bizarre claim after bizarre claim. I'm going to give you very little lead up and just get right into the clips. I've gotten some complaints recently. David, get to the clips, talk about them after. So let's just do it. Clip number.
You know, I used to get mad at Jimmy Dore for doing exactly what I'm going to do right now. I used to say, Jimmy, why are you defending Donald Trump? Jimmy had a really good answer for that. Jimmy said, look, if the left I'm Ron Placoni. If the left wants to attack Trump, Trump gives you a plethora to attack him on. Attack him on what's real. You're going to lose credibility when you attack him on bullshit. Hi, Cheryl. Watch. Listen to what David says about Donald Trump.
Number one.
Yeah, please, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to ask you a question about something you said in Prime Minister as well.
Jack Harrer?
You're planning to issue an executive order to ensure that health insurance companies prevent or cover people with pre-existing conditions, and you said that had never been done before, but that's not the case because that is the law under the Affordable Care Act. So my question is, why do you need to issue an executive order for a law that is already...
That's hilarious. It's a great question.
As an executive order, as you said as an executive order, it hasn't been done before. We want to be able to assure people that pre-existing condition is always taken care of.
This is truly one of the dumbest things I've heard Trump say. And Jeff Mason, you might remember, I just dealt with this yesterday on the show. Jeff Mason, the reporter, is spot on. Pre-existing conditions are already covered in the United States. They've been covered for 10 years. They must be covered by health insurance companies. You can't be denied coverage because of pre-existing conditions. Because of Obamacare. We do not need an executive order for something that's a law. And Trump comes up with this idea, and as you can see, when he's pushed to come up with stuff on the spot, it doesn't go well. Trump says, well, I want to redouble it because it's never been mandated by executive order. So we just want to be like extra sure. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is like saying, you know, murder is only illegal by law. We've never outlawed murder by executive order. We sort of need an executive order from a president against murder because otherwise we only have a law against killing other people. We don't have an executive order.
Now, I'm not here to debunk David Pakman. I'm just here to show you that he's totally infatuated with Donald Trump. But at the same time, I do want to say this. I want to point this out. What David Pakman claims he doesn't understand what Donald Trump is doing is plainly obvious and everyone should see it. If Barack Obama passed a law and said that pre-existing conditions will not affect your ability to get insurance, and Donald Trump all along has been saying that he's going to dismantle Obamacare, and then Donald Trump comes along and says he's going to do the exact same thing that Obamacare gave you, he's trying to take credit for this election. That's all. I mean, is it really that hard for David Pakman to understand? You guys get that, right? Donald Trump wants to pass an executive order on a law that's already in place so that he'll get more votes. Because people will hear, hey, Donald Trump passed an executive order. Pre-existing conditions are no longer a factor in getting insurance. Well, that's the way it is right now. But how many millions of people won't know that or won't want to know that and will literally use that as their basis to vote for him? It's literally fucking political genius. It's Donald Trump literally playing 3D chess. Finally, he's finally doing something that makes sense. And David Pakman's Trump derangement syndrome can't give Donald Trump credit for doing something politically, beneficial for himself, which is exactly what he's doing. I can't imagine David Pakman not seeing this. So I haven't seen the whole episode, and I'm assuming at some point David Pakman's going to say, of course I'm trolling you, and of course, yeah, I know why Donald Trump did that. I'm hoping. So let's find out. This should be interesting. Let's get really high. Paul Schnurr, no, this is not live. I recorded this yesterday, and I uploaded it this afternoon, and then I figured that about 7:03 p.m., somebody named Paul Schnurr was going to come in here and ask me if I was live, so I totally planned this. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like a fucking goddamn Merlin with this goddamn beard, bro. I got the goddamn antennas, bro. Yeah, this was recorded yesterday, pre-recorded yesterday.
I have a hard time imagining a dumber argument for why you would need an executive order for something that's already the law.
I just explained it.
Tax fraud is only illegal by law.
Oh, how many examples is it going to go through now? You already gave an example, Mr. Anecdote. Not anecdote. Mr. Analogy. He's the worst analogy maker of all time.
The topic of 160,000 American deaths due to coronavirus.
If 160,000 people had died on President Obama's watch, do you think you would have called for his resignation?
No, I wouldn't have done that. I think it's...
now that's psychotic. Of course he would have.
Amazing what we've been able to do. If we didn't close up our country, we would have had 1.5 or 2 million people already dead.
You gotta give Donald Trump credit. Duck lips, clap for Donald Trump. I really didn't think he could shock me anymore, and he just fucking shocked me. Donald Trump just blew my fucking mind for the words that just came out of his asshole of a fucking unwiped fucking asshole of a mouth. I am like, the shit is caking up on your lips, Donald, and I can't keep up with it all.
That right now we don't have to close it. We understand the disease. Nobody understood it because nobody's ever seen anything like this.
So the question is a good one. If coronavirus hit when Barack Obama was president and we had 160,000 deaths, would you, Donald Trump, be calling for the resignation of Barack Obama?
This is just a
Trump says no. And
bold-faced lie.
There's a tweet for everything. There's actually 4 or 5 tweets, but just to show you one, Donald Trump did call for Barack Obama's resignation because one guy with Ebola got into the United States through an American airport. Trump tweeted back in 2014, days before the 2014 midterms, and you might remember that the day after the 2014 midterms, we never heard another word.
No, 165. No, and then Donald Trump says, no, if 165,000 people died, I wouldn't call for Barack Obama's resignation. He just looks right at the camera. It's fucking straight fucking lies to you, lies to me, lies to all of us. And, like I said, blows my fucking mind. I can't believe Donald Trump just said those words, man. I am literally shocked again. He is the shock master.
An outbreak.
Danny Patron 420, thank you. Yes, it's almost 7:10. I say we put some oil on top of this bong rip. 4710. 4710. We'll try to light it on fire.
Of any importance in the United States. Trump said, if this doctor, who so recklessly flew into New York from West Africa, has Ebola, then Obama should apologize to the American people and resign. But resign over 160,000 dead? No, he would never call for that. Because why? It's Trump this time. That's actually the only difference. Next, again, with 1917. Listen closely to this one.
The closest thing is in 1917, they say, right? The great pandemic certainly was a terrible thing where they lost anywhere from 50 to 100 million people. Probably ended the Second World War. All the soldiers were sick. That was a terrible situation. And
so again with the 1917 stuff. Now, of course, the 1918 flu was in 1918. We've interviewed historians who are experts in the 1917 I asked in very clear and simple terms, is there any logical reason you can think of why Donald Trump would call it the 1917 flu? No reason that we can think of. But then Trump says the 1917 flu, which is really the 1918 flu, probably ended World War II. Now, if you are even remotely connected to time
look.
and the fact that it moves forward, as far as we know.
All right, look, everybody, let's just pause David Pakman. This is Trump derangement syndrome, and this is why it's Trump derangement syndrome. We all know that Trump is not a scholar. We all know that he doesn't know things. He doesn't retain knowledge. He doesn't read. He's not well educated. He's a businessman. He was given money. You know, he didn't pay attention in school. He probably cheated his way through. He cheats his way through life. He cheats everybody that works for him. He's a horrible person. We all know that. Donald Trump not knowing something, you know, in this case it was not knowing, you know, thinking that the Spanish flu ended World War II. I mean, that's just cute. I mean, that's the kind of thing that your grandfather says when he's going senile. And, you know, I remember the Spanish flu and when I was in World War II, and your grandfather was like born at the beginning of World War II. He's like, we were fighting the Japanese and that damn Spanish flu came through there and wiped us all out. We all had to go home. That's just crazy talk. And we know that. It's David's incessant reporting on the things that don't matter that prove that he suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. Who gives a fuck if Donald Trump doesn't know, you know, what ended World War II? I don't give a fuck. You know what I give a fuck? If he's going to start a war with somebody, that's the kind of shit that scares me. That's the kind of shit I want to hear reporting on. You know, I don't give a fuck what the fuck he said in the goddamn, you know, and he makes this into such a thing, and I wouldn't have such a problem with it. Just look at him. Just look at David Pakman's face right now. I wouldn't have such a problem with David Pakman if he would just admit that he is obsessed with Donald Trump. He is literally obsessed with Donald Trump, and he cannot function normally because of it. That would make me happier. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabism tends for all. Happy 710, everybody. Cheers. Let's set this bitch on fire and listen to this babbler babble on.
With our human understanding of it, World War II was decades after the 1918 flu pandemic. I can't make any sense of it. Maybe he meant World War I, which would also be wrong, but at least it would be in the ballpark in terms of the right decade. Trump asked about 100,000 kids, nearly 100,000 kids, testing positive for coronavirus in the last 2 weeks of July. That's a very short period of time. And Trump insists schools should open. And yes, he insists that children are basically immune.
On coronavirus, 97,000 children tested positive for coronavirus in the last 2 weeks in July, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. Does that give you any pause about schools reopening for in-person learning?
Because they may have, as you would call it, a case, it may be a case, but it's also a case where there's a tiny fraction of death, tiny fraction, and they get better very quickly. Yeah, they may have it for a short period of time, but as you know, the seriousness of it in terms of what it leads to is extraordinarily small, very much less than 1%.
Do you believe that children are essentially immune?
Yeah, I think that for the most part they do very well. I mean, they don't get very sick.
The truth is that every week we learn more about kids actually being very efficient carriers of coronavirus.
That's
now,
scary.
Some get very sick. It's not that common. That's true.
That's fucking
but
scary.
Kids can be huge vectors of spreading the disease. And in fact, there was I don't know now if it was like it might have been some kind of Christian summer camp, I don't remember exactly, somewhere in the Midwest. And they had a big outbreak. And as they tested the kids, the younger cohorts had more and more coronavirus. So, if you take like 13 to 17, they had less than the 12 to, 8 to 12. And then the really young kids had even more. So this appears to be completely wrong, but the facts don't matter. They really don't matter. And unfortunately, it's not just to Trump that they don't matter. They don't matter to his followers either. So now let's get to Trump's new strategy to try to say how great we're doing on coronavirus. I'm not going to tell you what you're going to see here, but see if you can spot the strategy.
Including the short term and the lab tests. The lab tests take a little bit longer. And Dr. Birx was telling me a little while ago that we're down to 2 days and 2.5 days on getting your result on the lab test. The other ones, you get them in 5 minutes to 15 minutes, so that's exciting. But countries in every continent are seeing increases in cases in recent days. Cases have rapidly increased in Japan and Australia, unfortunately. And they're now experiencing higher peaks than they did in March.
COVID!
South of our border.
19.
Cases have continued to surge in Mexico, Central America, Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Brazil, and throughout Latin America. It's really the hot spot. It's posing a major challenge for this continent. Latin America is now the region with the most number of confirmed cases by far, despite a relative scarcity of testing.
So Trump mentions Japan and Australia. Japan and Australia are having second waves, so everybody's in trouble and the US really isn't that bad off. There's actually a lot here to understand. So first of all, when you look at a country like Australia, Australia has, as of this morning,
David, we don't fucking care, man. We don't want to hear you fucking explain all of that. Who gives a fuck? The only person who gives a fuck about it is you.
The U.S. to Australia and
oh my God, he's still talking about it.
Bottom used car sales are at record levels, and we will have rebuilt. We're doing a rebuilding like nobody's ever seen. It's a big plus for manufacturing and construction. So construction's getting close to record territory. Manufacturing's doing very well. The car companies are doing great. Very happy for Michigan, the state of Michigan. We have a lot of car companies moving in. A lot of plants are being built and expanded in Michigan and Ohio.
Now, just about everything Trump says there is a lie. Claiming everything is at a record high, construction's at a record.
Everything's a fucking lie.
Better than ever.
I love it.
But he makes the very specific claim that car companies are moving into Michigan and Ohio. I looked around, I was able to find no evidence of that. And, there really aren't that many automakers. So when you make a claim like automakers are just moving into Michigan and Ohio and opening stuff up, it's really easy to fact check because there aren't that many automakers, quite frankly. And again, a provable lie. Here's one where I'll
quarter of the hour. Cannabis isn't for all. Cheers, everybody. Smoke along with me. No law regarding cannabis.
Coronavirus for 2 minutes.
I just got over the last bong rip.
He just can't discuss policy in any depth whatsoever. He has nothing to say. This is a Brazilian reporter. Check this out.
Did you ask the U.S. ambassador in Brazil to focus his efforts in eliminating ethanol tariffs in Brazil.
You have to, you can't, yeah.
You asked the ambassador in Brazil to focus his efforts to eliminate ethanol tariffs in Brazil.
We haven't really discussed that too much, but at some point we probably will be. And we don't want people tariffing us. And if they tariff us, although I must tell you, I have a very good relationship with President Bolsonaro. He's great. And I hear he's doing well. He's recovered from having COVID-19, as they say. And that's great. And send him my regards.
As they say.
As far as Brazil.
Yeah, not you, you fucking racist.
We have to have an equalization of tariffs, and we are going to be presenting.
I need some length and some strength if I'm going to be Gandalf. I need some length and some strength.
Many countries for many years that have been charging us tariffs.
He just mutters coronavirus, Bolsonaro. We have a good relationship. COVID-19, as they say. Say hello to him for me. If they do tariffs,
at what point does Donald Trump's brain turn to mush?
Whatsoever to discuss policy in detail. And then here's the last one.
When's his brain turn to mush?
Predictions about the future of coronavirus.
And people should vote like they did in
World
War
I
and
vote.
World War II.
World War II.
And your numbers will be in 90 days.
90 days.
Your
I
numbers
can't make
will
my
be
mouth look like his.
Very good, I think.
Very
much
good.
better on the coronavirus and the China virus.
He's got a very small mouth.
But it's something you have to look at and say this is just crazy.
Just like a little baby mouth. He's got a little baby mouth. I'm a little baby. I'm a little baby. Talk like a little baby.
So before
I'm a little
changing
baby.
topic
I talk like a
randomly
little
there,
baby.
Trump
I little baby.
says
My
in
mouth is
90
too fucking
days,
big.
Things will be good. This is the guy who was it March.
That's why Cheryl loves me so much.
15
My
cases
big,
are soon
sexy
going to be
mouth.
0. He has no idea about any of this stuff. Nothing he predicts can or should be taken seriously. And you really saw during this press briefing Donald Trump's mind.
People here in Brazil like.
There's just nothing there. There's no critical thinking. There's no analysis.
Well, I mean, there's no critical thinking, but his brain didn't turn to mush, and he didn't crumble. I mean, I think he's doing what he needs to do in order to try to remain to be president of the United States. He's not doing a very good job of it, but he's doing what he feels he has to do. And considering he is the president of the United States, he's under a shit ton of fucking pressure all the time. Yeah, he's hanging in there, and we'll see if he wins. You all know, everybody in this goddamn room, everybody watching right now, everybody knows, chances are very good that he wins in 2020. There's a good chance that Donald Trump wins, and nobody knows what's going to happen between now and then. It could be Biden. It could be Trump. And you guys heard Jesse Ventura is going to fucking run. And let me tell you something. If Jesse Ventura runs against these two motherfuckers, I'm voting for fucking Jesse Ventura. It's the only way I'll be able to fucking sleep at night. I'm sure whatever happens is going to happen without my goddamn fucking vote.
Analysis, there's no connection to the facts. And sadly, as I mentioned earlier in the show, 60, 62 million, 64, 66, maybe 68 million Americans are going to vote for 4 more years. If that doesn't motivate you to vote, regardless of the state you live in, there's probably nothing that will motivate you to vote. We'll have more coverage of this on the David Pakman Show Instagram, which is at David Pakman Show.
Shut up, David. You all should subscribe to David Pakman's channel and watch him. I know I rag on him really hard, but he's a pretty smart guy, and he's just, you know, he's on the defensive, and does suffer from TDS, and it is, you know, it is affecting his ability to report the news and report things that are important to his audience, because so much of the air is taken out of his shows by Donald Trump that nobody gives a fuck about. And yeah, he's gonna have 1 million subscribers here in probably just a few weeks. And that's fucking fantastic. But man, people should be aware when they're being lied to, you know? And what Kim Uroj said about Brazil, hey, there's a lot of people in the United States that like Donald Trump too, you know? Welcome to the fucking world. We were a colony of exploration for Portugal for a century without any investment. Wow. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about Brazil. I don't know anything about Brazil. You know? I know that the movie Brazil, all of you guys should watch that movie. Terry Gilliam directed it. Same guy who directed 12 Monkeys. 420, everybody. Let's pack a fresh bowl here. Is that sun going to come through, or... You know, as the days go by, the sun comes down at a slightly different angle, and trees are blocking that sun as it comes through. So, I see the sun. I just don't know. It was probably further over to the right before. So I'm not going to be able to get those nice glowing smoke rings. You know? So, my point is this. As soon as David Pakman puts up a video about his belief that Trump derangement syndrome is a figment of our imaginations, and I put up a response video to it, the very next day, he puts up yet another inaccurate report on Donald Trump, and it was inaccurate. You know, the title was inaccurate. Donald Trump's brain did not turn to mush. He did not crumble, and the things that he said made sense for what he's trying to do in the way he does things. That's Donald Trump. There's no fucking surprises there. You know, Donald Trump did say one thing that fucking shocked me, but only because it was just, you know, he lies so much, and this lie was just so obviously not true. Does anybody remember what it was that shocked me? I can't remember what it was Donald Trump said that shocked me. Can anybody remember? Yeah, David C. Baker. Let's vote for Jesse Ventura this election. Me and you, David C. Baker Jr. Jesse Ventura for president. I need to learn how to talk like I'm Jesse Ventura. I don't know how he does it. I've listened to him, but man, I don't know if I can do that accent. Minnesota? He's from Minnesota. Kind of talk like he's from Canada, eh? Minnesota, eh? Take off, eh? That's not how he talks. He's kind of got a rough lower voice. From Minnesota. How do you talk when you're from Minnesota? I don't know. I gotta listen to Jesse Ventura and try to do his voice. I would like to be able to do it. Hey man, it's 420. What are you guys waiting for? Holy shit. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't just for all. Cheers, everybody. Let's blow some smoke rings this time, shall we? Cheers. Cheers, hippie chick. Cheers, David C. Baker Jr. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I really proved my point about David Pakman suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. So I'm going to ask you guys again. If you guys believe that David Pakman is suffering from TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and you feel I have proven my point, give me a high five by pressing the number 5, and let me see how many high fives I can get right now. Please press number 5 if you think David Pakman does suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, and I proved it. 5. Steve Running. Yes, Steve Running. High five. Yes. Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Dave C. Baker. Yeah. Who else? Come on, everybody. Who's coming along? Who's coming with me? David C. Baker, David C. Baker, David. Who else is coming with me? Coming along. Nick Brown. Yeah. There's 3 of us now. Who else? Hippie Chick. A-Dub. 4, 5. Yeah. 5, 5, 5, 5. Who else is coming with me? Who's coming along? Who's coming along? Who's coming along? Come on. Who's going to give me a high five? Who's going to press number 5? Press number 5. Give me a high five. Who says that David Pakman is suffering from Trump derangement syndrome? Press number 5. Let me see those 5s. Stephen Colbertson. Yes, that is 6 number 5s we have out of 22 people. 6 number 5s out of, let's say, 15 people. Okay. There's 6 out of 15. David Campy. Dave already gave me one. David C. already gave me one. So who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Wow, it's not a majority. I would say 9 people would be a majority. Huh. I guess people don't agree with me. I guess they don't think I proved my point. Not only don't they think I proved my point, but they didn't have the balls to say so. Huh. Whatever. Unreal. I mean, basically somebody who reports on things that Donald Trump does that don't matter, that's Trump derangement syndrome. That's what David Pakman does every fucking day. You saw the video. You saw it over and over and over and over and over again. I can't believe I can't get more 5s. I can't get more 5s. Seriously, guys, I can't get more 5s. How many people, man? Look. James McGill didn't give me a 5. Kim Uroj didn't give me a 5. Scott Root didn't give me a 5. Paul Schnurr didn't give me a 5. Dalton Gardening didn't give me a 5. I'm looking for some 5s. I got Steve Running, David C. Baker, Nick Brown, A-Dub, Hippie Chick, Stephen Colbertson, right? That's 6 people. Steve, Dave C, Nick, A-Dub, Hippie Chick, Nick Brown, Stephen Colbertson. 8. I wish you guys had only hit it one time. All right, so we've got close to a majority. Close to a majority. But not a majority. Is anybody else going to hit a 5 for me? Who's going to give me a high five? Who's going to press number 5? And say that I proved that David Pakman suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. You know, if I can't prove this point to my audience, I'm not going to be able to prove it to anybody. I really need you guys to press number 5 right now. I really need that. I really need for you guys that are watching this show right now to press number 5 if you haven't already done so. Or maybe they should just fucking speak up and try to tell me how I did. William, thank you. Duck lips. William. Duck lips, slow clap. Duck lips, slow clap. Dude, I need to clean my motor grader off. I pull my trucks out of the way and pull the motor grader up. Hit that bitch with the goddamn pressure washer. Maybe I should try to pressure wash it way over there. Can I get anybody else to press the number 5 that believes that I proved that David Pakman suffers from Trump derangement syndrome? TDS. Press number 5 if you watched this video or you watched yesterday's video and you believe that I proved that David Pakman suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. Press number 5 right now. 5, 5, 5, 5. Who else is going to do it? Who's coming with us? We got 9 people out of 19. Now, 5 of those are probably David C. Baker Jr. So let's go, say 11. No, like 13. 14 people. Say 14 people. There's like 5 people left. Yeah, I think we got it. Say there's 5 people who are probably blocked that can't talk, that are watching. That's cool. I think we're good. Huh. It's funny, Brad. Tell her to watch my show, Brad. So you should watch Nay's Garden and learn something, Learn something about cannabis instead of being so anti-cannabis. Hey, Brad Merle, did you hit 5? God damn it. Brad Merle, did you hit 5? Give me a high five if you think that I proved that David Pakman suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. Please hit 5. Please. There's that sun. There's the sun right there. Smoke rings in the sun. Smoke rings in the sun. Smoke rings in the sun. Yeah, tell her to watch the show, bro. No law regarding cannabis. Bottom of the hour. Okay, cannabisism. Tisses for all. My ball sack is being strangled by my jeans right now. Cheers, everybody. I tried to say that without laughing. I swear I tried to say it without laughing. But it was so funny it made me laugh. So I know you laughed. These jeans are totally not ball sack friendly. Smoke rings in the sun, my ball sack is strangling. These things ride up on me, man. I don't know why. Tell her she just missed a good ball sack strangling. She seems to be into that, Brad. She seems to be down with the ball sack strangling. Give me a 5. Give me a 5. Press number 5. God damn it. Brad, press number 5. I told you, press number 5 if you think I proved that David Pakman is suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Press number 5, motherfucker. Watch Bats video about Trump terrorism, dude. Bats? Nick, who's Bats? David C. Baker's pressing 5. Brad, press 5, god damn it. Titus. What, Nick, who is Bats? Brad, did you watch Bats video? Bats video. Oh, watch Nays. Did you hey, thank you. You hit 5. Thank you, Brad. Okay, that's 10 5s I got. 10 out of 19, not 19 because 5 of those people were David. So out of 15 people, I got 10 5s. That's good. I proved my fucking point. I'm confident I proved my point that David Pakman suffers from A. If you think that Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing, press number 6. If you think that Trump derangement syndrome actually exists, press number 6. If you don't think that Trump derangement syndrome exists, if you think it's a figment of people's imaginations and it's just used as a perpetration by the right, press number 1. Number 6, Titus, thank you, buddy. Steve Running, 6, thank you. How many 6s can we get? Nick Brown, 6, thank you. David C. Baker, please, only on one account, David, please, I already said. It makes it hard for me to count when you do that. David C. Baker, please stop doing that. William, okay, let me try again. Steve, Nick, William, Hippie Chick, David C. Baker. That's 5 people after Hippie Chick. Huh. It's hard for me to get people to participate in these votes. Even Hippie Chick believes that Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. Right? I totally agree. I suffered from it for years. I let that shit fucking bounce around in my brain. I was so angry about it. I raged about it on my on my YouTube channel. I bet we could find videos titled about Trump on my YouTube channel with me just fucking screaming about it. I should make myself a hot chocolate. I believe in miracles. Look at that Jack Hair bud forming close to the camera right there. What was the question? Do you believe that Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing? Press 6. If you think it's fake, press 1. If you don't think it exists, press 1. Look at that bud right there. Right there. There's a bud forming. You guys are going to get to watch that bud grow. I'm going to have to put a cage up to catch it because it's about to fall over, I'm sure. Once they start getting any weight on them at all. Those branches will fall and break. I've got string I can use actually. That'll work great. Steven hit 6. There you go. Yeah, it's a real thing. Well, that explains why the chat's not going. There's a lot of people that watch this that are blocked or that can't chat in here or that don't chat in here, obviously. So now we know. It's interesting. But it's good to know. It's good to know. I'm gonna make me a freaking hot chocolate. What do you think about that? Psh, unreal. Nobody makes hot chocolate anymore, pal. Psh. What about me right there? And the hot chocolate be made right there. Where's the best position for the chair? It all rhymes. Do you care? I put so much into my rhymes. You try to accuse me of your crimes. I've been cleaning my kitchen, so don't be bitching. Hot chocolate time. It's time for hot chocolate. Cause I got some hot chocolate. I think, yeah, I got it. I got it. Dialing it right up on the machine there. Dialing up some hot cocoa on the goddamn. Dialing up some hot cocoa on the goddamn. It's like butter, baby. It's like butter. All right. Hey, oh, look at this. Oh, wow. I got the goddamn whipped cream in here. It goes on my hot chocolate because I know what I'm doing. What good's hot chocolate if you don't put whipped cream on top of it? Completely useless, that is what it is. Goddamn right. It is completely useless. It is completely useless unless you put the whipped cream. Retirement community. Rogan, by the way, loves whipped cream. Loves it. And I give you Rogan, the dog. Rogan. You like dags? What? Dags. You like dags? I'm sorry? Do you like dags? You know, dags. Oh, dogs? Yeah, dags. You like dags? You like dags? You like dags? Sure, I like dags. I got me a spoon here to enjoy my whipped cream. Do not yell at me. The Mossad snuck in here last night and poisoned this spoon, anticipating this moment. Going down. Make me one. You want a hot cocoa? Chris Meadows wants a hot cocoa. Everybody. Chris Meadows wants a hot cocoa, everybody. Dude, my dog pooped on the floor of the bank today. I think it is just the funniest, most embarrassing thing to ever happen to me. Do you know what's beautiful about it, though, that I just realized? The bank must have 13, 14 different angles of that whole thing happening on video. I should sue them for the footage. Because, you know, I'm sure if I ask them for footage of my dog pooping on the floor, they'll probably just be like, no. And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to sue you then. I want that footage. That was my dog, and I want to get that footage. That shit was gold. Especially that moment when I thought to my mind when she's like, oh, did we have an accident? And I was thinking to myself, yeah, I just fucked up this whole transaction. I'm such an idiot. And then I see where she's looking, and I look down, and I was like, oh, man. Both the funniest and most embarrassing moment of my life, probably. It's like one of those things that happens in a goddamn dream, you know? Your dog poops on the floor of the bank. You're like, that shit doesn't really happen. It does if you're Nay from Nay's Garden. naysgarden.com. Oh, I went on the Jimmy Dore show today and did some super chatting. I like to throw down some Finskis when I go in there. That's like tipping, you know, tipping the comedians. So, I said, we're looking forward to you visiting the garden again, Steph, in September. And she said, absolutely. She said, I'm looking forward to coming back to the garden. And she said some very nice things about Nay's Garden and me. Ask for the footage from the bank. Rogan pooping on the floor in the bank. Oh my God. And me totally not knowing it, just doing this on the teller while he's pooping behind me with him on the leash, pooping. And just to see the reaction of all the other people that must, I mean, all the other women, it was all women in the bank. I wonder if any of them were like watching it happen. Oh my goodness gracious. I have to go back to the bank tomorrow. I should say, hey, how hard would it be for you guys to get me a copy of that footage from yesterday? I'll let them know. I'm like, hey, I got a channel on YouTube, you know, and it would just be hilarious if you could get me that footage of my dog pooping on your floor. I mean, get the whole thing. Get the whole where her and I are arguing over who's going to clean it up. Oh, God, man. I would love... I didn't even think about that till... You know, we had the whole conversation about that this morning. Or I should say this afternoon. And it didn't even occur to me that I was in a bank and that there were fucking cameras and microphones everywhere. And I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to have to leave Rogie here. He's not going to like it. Little big head. Little big head won't be happy. Look at those big ears. He's already honing in on the conversation. He's already like, I don't like what I'm hearing. I can feel the attitude. Rogan says I can feel the attitude. Press number 3 if you want to see footage of Rogan pooping on the floor of the bank. Press number 3 if you want to see the video footage of Rogan pooping. Look at his head. I want to see it so bad. Press number 3 if you want to see video footage of Rogan pooping on the floor of the bank. Dude, and they would have those teller machines have cameras in them too. If they could show that footage as well, and we could make this epic video, man, from every freaking angle. It would be like a Jackass movie. And that epic part where I say, "Good doggy, that's what you do. You poop on the floor when they don't give you all your money." That's got to be on camera too, man. All of it. I think I told the story well, though. I'm confident that it's all on camera. That everything that I said and everything that I said happened is all on camera. Oh. This kafefe, though. Kafefe so nice. Kafefe so nice. How many threes did I get? Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And David C. Baker Jr. didn't even cheat. Thank you, David C. Baker Jr. Oh, God, that hot chocolate was exactly what I needed. Never really looked forward to seeing a dog poop. Okay, go for it. I like to see it. Aaron Schneer. I will ask the manager tomorrow when I go in. And I'll just be like, hey, I'll be like, I am a internet personality. I've got a show. It would be so amazing. The reactions that we all had, it was just totally fucking crazy. So funny, man. Me standing there all uncomfortable, like, oh God. Oh, play that part in slow motion where I'm just standing there like in shame next to my dog's poo on the ground. Ugh. Ugh. You know what? Let's just let it go. Let's just let this one slide. What do you say? We'll just let it go. Oh, God. I really should back my trucks out and pull my motor grader up and pressure wash it. I should do that. I shouldn't try to pressure wash it far away. The pressure washer doesn't work low power. When you put it on a, even though I got a new extension cord, you know, it would probably be fine with that new extension cord, I bet. Got a brand new extension cord, man. Did you have to clean it? Oh, William, it was my dog. I demanded that I was the person to clean it. They were like, let us clean it. And I was like, no, I wouldn't let them. I absolutely would not. I'm like, no. You give me the bags, give me the paper towels and the cleaning stuff. Let me clean it. Did you have to clean it? William, you're a horrible person for thinking that way. Horrible. All right, you guys, I'm going to shut this one down. I hope you enjoyed the hour. I will see you guys tomorrow. No law regarding cannabis, y'all. And this wave is brought to you by Ron Placone. Once again, big shouts out to Ron Placone. Check him out on YouTube. His channel is called Ron Placone on YouTube. Get Your News On with Ron is the name of his show. And also, check him out on Twitter. It's at Ron Placone on Twitter. In addition to that, I want you guys to check out Jimmy Dore and Steph Zamorano at the Jimmy Dore Show on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that channel and you click the bell icon on YouTube so you get notified every time they put up content on their channels. And of course, that goes for Nay's Garden as well on YouTube and on at Twitter at Nay's Garden. In addition, this Friday night, make sure you have your Zooms downloaded and ready to go and your Zoom accounts up and running. Just go do it right now. Make sure you got Zoom, okay? Get $5, get a Venmo account, and go send $5 to Graham Elwood. It's at Graham-Elwood. It's the regular, it's not an underscore. It's the regular in the middle of the screen dash. Graham, Graham -Elwood, ELWOOD. Easy to find on Venmo. Get on Venmo, click send money to, search Graham-Elwood, send him $5, tell him it's for the Elwood, Placone, Zamorano Dore Show. And then on Friday night, around 6:30, you'll get an email from Graham Elwood or Ronnie Placone. And you got to make sure to give them, when you purchase it, make sure you send them your email so they know your email. And put it in a memo when you do the Venmo. Memo your email address. Don't forget that part. Include your email address so they can email you a link to the Zoom room when they open it. And then you'll be able to go on camera with Graham, Ron, Steph, and Jimmy. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to be right there with Mike, and me too. And my camera's going to be up too. So, come to the Zoom, guys. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be this Friday at 7 p.m. I will not be broadcasting live at that moment. I will expect to see as many of you at the Zoom, though, this Friday, 7 p.m., as I can possibly see. It's going to be a blast. You guys, it'll be the best $5 you ever spent. So get Venmo, send it off to Graham-Elwood, ELWOOD, GRAHAM. All right? Cool. All right. Let Graham and Ron and Steph, Miserable Lib, and Jimmy Dore on Twitter, let them all know that I promoted this Zoom on this show. Send them this show. Send them this show. And say, hey, man, at the end of the show, at the very end of the show, he promoted all of you guys and all of your channels. And that's right. Check out Graham Elwood's channels. The Political Vigilante, and Graham Elwood on YouTube. At Graham Elwood on Twitter. All right? All right. Good. We're straight. 20-second wave. Brought to you by Rogan. Rogan. He's my puppy, and he pooped on the floor of the bank today, and we're both very proud of him. That's what happens when the bank doesn't give you all your money. You get your dog to poop on their floor. Pooped on the floor. He did. Who pooped on the floor of the bank? Who pooped on the floor of the bank? Did Rogan poop on the floor of the bank? Oh.